running and racing without London Tower, and a very fast break in the centre by Rustic Amber. And as they settle down in the early stages, Sperry moves up on the inside, Polly Daniels right there on the far side, Rustic Amber towards the right of the picture, Sperry in the lead from Polly Daniels and Tarib and Rustic Amber. Then over on the far side is Simla Ridge, running down to the halfway mark, Sperry in the lead from Polly Daniels, Rustic Amber, Simla Ridge. Just in behind them comes Bridesmaid, Cyrano de Bergerac, the favourite, got a lot to do at the moment, but Willie Carson still with a double handful as they come down towards the 2 furlong pole. Sperry with the advantage, Bridesmaid chasing Sperry, Rustic Amber on the stand side, Simla Ridge over on the far side, Bridesmaid coming to try and challenge Sperry now, but Cyrano de Bergerac making significant progress on the outside of Bridesmaid as they come down to the furlong pole. It's Sperry, Bridesmaid and Cyrano de Bergerac, Sperry on the near side, Bridesmaid, Cyrano de Bergerac on the far side, Sperry on the near side, Cyrano de Bergerac putting in a tremendous challenge. They come to the line, Sperry from Cyrano de Bergerac and on the line. It's a photo finish. Cyrano de Bergerac might have won it by half an inch. Sperry on the inside and Bridesmaid third. It's a photo between Cyrano de Bergerac and Sperry, and my goodness, this is close. Cyrano de Bergerac and Willie Carson on the far side, Sperry and Paul Edery on the near side. And nobody very anxious to make it in the early stages. Patrizio on the wide outside, just taking it up. Patrizio going on from Longboat over on the far side, Eastern Mystic. Just in behind him comes Spicy Story. And then I Want to Be, Seismic Wave over on the far rail, and then Eridan. And it's Patrizio taking him along from Longboat and Eastern Mystic. Just behind Eastern Mystic is Seismic Wave. Then I Want to Be the filly, and then Tali Quali, Spicy Story over on the far rail. Eridan, the Swedish Hope, then the Hope of Ireland on the inside rising, and behind them Kublai, and finally Bourbon Boy, Patrizio, as they come down with 2 furlongs to run towards the winning post on the first circuit. In the lead from Eastern Mystic and Longboat disputing second. Behind them come Spicy Story, and then I Want to Be and Seismic Wave and Tali Quali and Eridan, and on the far side of Eridan on the rail is Rising, and then comes Kublai, and finally Bourbon Boy, the only gelding in the race, as Patrizio races up to the winning post on the first circuit in the lead from Eastern Mystic in second, Longboat third. They're going a pretty good gallop. Spicy Story 4, 5 and 6 are I Want to Be and Seismic Wave, then Tali Quali, then Eridan and Rising matching strides, then Kublai, and finally Bourbon Boy as they begin to swing right-handed, and just over a mile and a half to run now in the 1986 Gold Cup. And as they begin to run down towards Swinley Bottom, Eastern Mystic takes it up from Patrizio, then Longboat, then Spicy Story and I Want to Be, and then Seismic Wave. Then comes Tali Quali and Eridan, and Rising behind. Rising is Kublai, making a little bit of ground towards his outside. Bourbon Boy still the back marker of the 11 runners, and Eastern Mystic making it from Patrizio, Longboat, Spicy Story, I Want to Be on the inside. Then is Seismic Wave, then Eridan and Tali Quali and Rising, and then Kublai and Bourbon Boy. So Pat Edery, the leading rider in the Ritz Club Charity Trophy, with a clear advantage at the moment from Patrizio. Then the favourite Longboat on the outside of Spicy Story, Eridan and young Dickian Person making a little bit of ground. The Swedish rider on the outside, having his first ride in England, gone up into 5th, with Eastern Mystic still the leader as they swing right-handed. Eastern Mystic from Longboat in second, then comes Patrizio, then Eridan for Sweden, going right up on the outside now of Longboat, then comes Spicy Story, Seismic Wave, making ground towards the outside, then is Rising for Ireland. Eastern Mystic though with the advantage from Longboat and Eridan, then Patrizio, then comes Rising. Got 6 furlongs to run now, and still Eastern Mystic with the advantage from Longboat, Eridan, Rising and Patrizio. Just in behind them, Kublai making a little bit of ground. Bourbon Boy making ground from the rear now. Just relegated Taliquali the last place. They're past the 5 furlong pole, and Eastern Mystic in the lead. From in second place, the favourite Longboat. Then comes Spicy Story, Kublai and Rising as they race now towards the home turn. Eastern Mystic being pressed and passed now by Longboat. Spicy Story comes next, then Patrizio, and then Seismic Wave making ground in behind the leaders as they turn for home now. It's Longboat, the favourite, Willie Carson from Eastern Mystic. Then comes Spicy Story on his outside. Seismic Wave is next. Behind Seismic Wave is Patrizio. At the 2 furlong pole, it's Longboat in the lead now from Spicy Story, Eastern Mystic. Then comes Seismic Wave, Patrizio and Taliquali. Coming down to the furlong pole, and Longboat stretching away. He's not going to make any mistake this time. Willie Carson well clear on Longboat in the Gold Cup from Eastern Mystic and Spicy Story as they race up towards the line. A famous victory for the Hollingsworth colours, and Willie Carson. Longboat wins the Gold Cup in emphatic style. It's a photo for second between Eastern Mystic and Spicy Story. Fourth was Patrizio, then Taliquali, and behind Taliquali was Seismic Wave, and then Kublai and Bourbon Boy and Rising and I Want to Be. And in fact, the Swedish challenger, Eridan, is last, but no doubt about the winner. Number 5, Longboat, owned by Mr. Dick Hollingsworth, trained by Dick Hearn and written by Willie Carson, and it's a photograph for second place, a photo between number 2 Eastern Mystic, owned by Major R.W. Harden, trained by Luca Cromani and written by Pat Edery, and number 10 Spicy Story, first runner in the Gold Cup for Mr. Paul Mellon, trained by Ian Balding and written by Steve Cawthon. So Longboat has made amends for their
Thompson, Gazida, 11-4 favourite. Mill on the Floss is 9-2. Salcow is 11-2, 7-1 bar the 3. And Tender Loving Care, who hasn't run since the 1,000 guineas, giving a little bit of trouble, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's finished 15th there, John, but she's come on a lot since with the sun, I think.
Yes, she ran a good second to Midway Lady at the Doncaster St Leger meeting last season, but she's not all that keen. But I think she's in over to Peter.
That's it, they're all installed under starters orders, and they're running in the Ribblesdale. Sue Grundy on the inside, Pilot Bird on the outer. Between horses is Mill on the Floss, then comes Altina, and then Nicola Wynn with Salco going up on the outside. Santiki is next, and then Singletta making ground towards the lead. The back markers Park Express, Sue Grundy and Pilot Bird. Pilot Bird on the outside of Sue Grundy, then comes Mill on the Floss, and then Singletta as they run down at a very fast gallop into Swinley Bottom. Sue Grundy on the inside, Pilot Bird, Mill on the Floss, Singletta right up with them on the outside. Just in behind them, Santiki, Salco, swinging right-handed now, and just coming up to the mile pole, Singletta on the outside of Pilot Bird. Mill on the Floss is next, and then comes Altina. Just in behind them, Sue Grundy and Salco. Behind Salco is Santiki, Tender Loving Care, and then Mill on the Floss. Or Gezida, rather, I should say. And behind Gezida is Nicola Wynn, and the back marker is Park Express. And maintaining this blistering gallop, Pilot Bird on the inside of Singletta. Then Mill on the Floss in third. Behind Mill on the Floss is Altina. Gezida's got a lot to do at the moment. Behind her comes Altina comes Sue Grundy. Then Salco. Gezida making ground now, but still got a lot to do. Pilot Bird on the inside of Singletta. Mill on the Floss is third, and Altina 4. 5 is Sue Grundy. 6 is Tender Loving Care. 7 is Santiki, and 8 Salco. Then comes Gull Nook, and behind Gull Nook is Gezidor as they swing for home. Singletta from Mill on the Floss. Singletta on the inside, Mill on the Floss, the challenger on the outside. Altina coming there strongly too. Then comes Sue Grundy. Behind Sue Grundy is Gull Nook. And then comes Santiki into the straight, and it's Mill on the Floss who's taken it up now. Mill on the Floss has suddenly struck for home and gone clear at the 2 furlong pole. Santiki's moved into second, then comes Altino. Gull Nook producing a run towards the stand side, but coming down towards the furlong pole, it's Mill on the Floss, being pressed now by Santiki. Mill on the Floss, Santiki, and Gull Nook on the near side, and Gull Nook has come to take it up. It's Gull Nook now from Mill on the Floss and Santiki. Park Express producing a run from the rear, but as they race towards the line, it's Gull Nook from Mill on the Floss and Santiki, and at the line, it's Mill on the Floss the winner. It's Gull Nook the winner from Mill on the Floss, Gull Nook the winner from Mill on the Floss, and Santiki third with Park Express 4. So Gull Nook produces a brilliant run in the straight. This filly by Mill Reef out of Bempton, who'd only run once previously. Another triumph for John Dunlop here, and the winner of the Ribblesdale Stakes, number 3, Gull Nook, owned by Lord Halifax, trained by John Dunlop and ridden by Pat Eddery. Second, number 5, Mill on the Ross, Mill on the Floss, owned by Mr. Lewis Friedman, trained by Henry Cecil and ridden by Steve Cawthon. And a photo for third. A photo between Santiki and Park Express, with Santiki probably just securing third berth. So Gull Nook the winner, this daughter of Mill Reef, and Pat Eddery surely sewing up the Ritz Club Charity Trophy this time, his 4th winner of the meeting. Here's
Massilia right up with the leaders. Gulf King to the right with Albassa and Hard Act, and over in the centre it's Minstrella, Mr. Majestic, Luzoom and My Imagination. And as they come across the path after a furlong and a half, it's Mr. Majestic from Luzoom, My Imagination, Minstrella. Then the group on the right, headed now by Hard Act, Gulf King and Albassar. But 2.5 furlongs out, Mr. Majestic, Minstrella and Luzoom. Then Chime Time improving towards the centre, and on the stand side, Hard Act and Shabib and Pat Eddery coming with a good run. But approaching the final furlong, Minstrella has gone clear. Minstrella the leader from Mr. Majestic, Chime Time, Luzoom and Shabib, and going to the last 100 yards. And Minstrella, ridden by John Reed, is striding right away to win it from in second place Chime Time. Then challenging is Luzoom and Mr. Majestic, but Minstrella the easy winner.